everyone. Welcome to Wellness Wednesday. Thanks for joining me. It is a lovely, lovely Wednesday, and I'm super happy that you can join me today. I am ready for the next 3 weeks, 6 weeks. Let's bring it on. Summertime is right around the corner, and I hope that you are feeling like you have gotten the rest that you needed over the winter, because that is what winters are for, is to, kind of hunker down and rest up, because when the sun is out and the days are long, our energy levels naturally want to boost. But if we have been, not taking great care of ourselves, running ourselves to, the very limits of what we can do every day as far as energy goes, not using our energy wisely, if we have energy drains or energy vampires in our home life or work life, it can make it really, really hard to feel, like you're ready for all the activity of summertime. And this summer is probably going to be a lot busier than last summer, obviously, because we are emerging back into, quote, new normal. And I hope that we can really take the lessons that we've learned over the last year of how we need to take time for ourselves and sit back for a moment and really take great care of ourselves, rather than go, 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 do. I think about all the things that we do in the summertime. So there's, outdoor recreation. My husband and I go rafting and camping and hiking. There is farmers markets. There's outdoor music. There's what else? Oh, here in town, we have art walks like on Friday nights once a month. There's a lot of different things that happen in the summer. And last year, we didn't do anything except for recreate, and we were still super busy. And I was just like, how did we ever do all that recreating and do all the farmers markets and do all of the picnics and the barbecues and the, things like that? You need your energy for that, ladies. Let's get it going. Today, I want to talk about how to double your energy levels. And it's not something that, is just going to magically happen, where all of a sudden you're going to wake up one day and you're going to be like, I have so much energy. Granted, there are days when I feel like I have a lot more energy than others. And the trick is to kind of use your energy in a very steady manner, rather than always, crashing and burning. We kind of go and then we crash, and we go and then we crash. That's not a great strategy for being able to go the distance. If you're any type of a walker or runner, you know that if you're going to go the distance, you can't use up all of your energy in the first, 100 yards. You got to pace it out. Same thing for summertime. So when I look at my schedule, on Wednesdays, I usually take a little bit of a breather, and I really protect my Wednesdays so that I'm not overbooked. Today is an exception. It was very difficult for me to protect my schedule today. I need to be of service to certain people, and I say yes to that when it is needed. But most of the time on Wednesdays, I cherish that time, at some time of the day where I've got a chunk of time and I can slow down and I can drink that extra cup of tea and not have to rush into the next thing, where I can assess what I've been doing for the last 3 days and take a look at what I need to be doing for the next 3 days. How have I been managing myself, my energy, my home, my finances, my work, my relationships, all of that stuff? Kind of takes, it takes a step back to look at those things and to really figure out what you're doing. Otherwise, you'll find that you just scramble all the way through week after week after week. And then you look back and you're like, oh my God, I didn't even stop to smell the lilacs. The lilacs are coming. I'm so happy. Bozeman is full of lilacs in the months of May and June. They're absolutely everywhere, all over town and all over everywhere. And the higher up in the mountains you go, the later the lilacs are blooming because there's still a good amount of snow up in the mountains and they look gorgeous right now. So if you don't take that time to stop and assess, stop and take a break to protect your time really well. I talked about that last week about how we really need to protect our time and not just be available 24/7 to absolutely everything that comes across our path. That is not a strategy for success. If you want to continue to show up as your best self. So let's take a little breather today, and Wednesdays may be a super busy day for you. It might be in your schedule where Wednesdays you just have to hunker down, but there should be some other day. I usually try Wednesdays and Sundays to sort of regroup and take a look at what I've been doing and what needs to be done. Find your sacred moment in the week and protect it and use it. Use it to refuel, use it to get prepared, use it to veg out, whatever you need to do, okay? Let's talk about all those reasons, what are all those ways that we can double our energy levels. Oh, yes. Wouldn't it feel lovely to wake up in the morning and be like, la, I'm ready, I'm going, my body's ready to move, ready to think, ready to eat. Let's get that happening for you. And it doesn't just, if we can't just drink a bunch of coffee and have energy. That might work for a while, but you're going to do that crash thing, right? If you really want sustained energy over the long haul for, to do that marathon that you have to do, and I'm looking through, my schedule is booked into October. And if I don't want to be overbooked, I have to really, really put the brakes on and be like, sorry, can't do it. I've already been saying that a lot to a lot of my clients who want to work with me over the summer. And it's like, I'm booked. I really, wish I could be there for everyone. I only have a certain amount of time and a certain amount of open availability on my individual one-on-one high performance coaching client list. I'd love to get everyone who wanted to work with me on there, but I only have a certain amount of spaces. And the same thing goes with recreation or socialization or whatever kind of activities you're going to put on your calendar. If you really want to have that sustained energy, you have to generate the energy. You have to create strategies on how you are going to keep yourself energized. You can't just sit there and go, oh, I have no energy. One of my clients last week, who's lucky enough to be on my roster, she's like, I'm just so exhausted. And I just keep, she just keeps describing her days as just, a struggle to get through every single one. And I'm like, you need to do less. You got to say no to something. And sometimes we can feel trapped. And that is, part of how our society works, where we get locked into certain commitments and expected to show up at a job like a robot. We're not robots, but we can generate energy and we can use strategies to keep our energy safe, basically. So I really want to encourage you to make that a priority, to manage your energy well. So how do we do it? 4 easy ways. The first way here, start with the energy leak. If your faucet were running and you were wasting all this water, especially if you were out camping or something and you only have a small amount of water with you, you would stop the leak. So you need to eliminate energy drains. How do we do that? You need to use routines. Morning routines, afternoon routines, evening routines to eliminate decision fatigue. The more decisions you have to make every day, the more choices, the more things you have to filter. You could use up all of your mental and motivational energy just getting dressed in the morning. What should I do? What should I wear? How do I do? Should I arguing with yourself over whether or not you should make the bed today? Use your routines and surrender to them. The less decisions you have to make and the more you're on autopilot with morning, afternoon, evening, easy things, the more energy you will have, the more brain power you will have to work on the deep stuff, work on the hard stuff, work on the stuff that really requires you to show up. If you've already wasted yourself before you even show up to the main event, you're not going to be able to make those great decisions. So eliminate decision fatigue. I also want you to turn off all of your distractions and focus on one thing at a time. That is nearly impossible. I know that when I sit down, I like to focus on, whatever the task is, washing dishes, or if it's doing computer work or whatever. And inevitably, there are a bunch of distractions. The phone rings, people come in, whatever you've got pop-ups and notifications, turn off as much of that as possible. I'm always amazed when I was seeing clients in person one-on-one, which I will be doing again soon here in my lovely home office, but one thing at a time. When I did have y'all coming in and seeing me in my office, I was stunned every time at how noisy your phones are. Turn that stuff off. You do not need to be alerted for anything. You need to make sure that you are scheduling certain tasks at the right time of day so that you're checking emails at 9 a.m., 11 a.m., 3 p.m., and 5 p.m., and that's it. And I know I'm guilty of it too, because there's always something coming in, but it wears you down. So make sure that you are delegating out when you're going to do certain things, when you're going to check certain apps. Even my text messaging doesn't come through right there on my phone. I have to open the app to see who texted me, unless you're my husband or my brother. And those are the only two people who get through right away, because they're the most, immediate people that I need to communicate with, usually in a time sensitive manner. Everything else waits. Absolutely. So I really want you to take that control back. Every time it dings, every time you get a pop-up of something on your computer or in your vision or whatever, it takes away some of your energy. And that also goes for scrolling too. So guard your time well and say no often. That usually means you have to say no to yourself. You have to say no to your procrastination. You have to say no to those activities that self-sabotage you. You have to say no to every little thing that grabs at you. We are so open these days. It's like you're open for business 24/7, and it is very harmful and it will deplete you. So sometimes you just need to shut off everything. And when I need to do that, I go and I take a tub. I have tub time, and I need half an hour in the tub just to be in the quiet and in the warm and in the inner workings and take a break. All right. The next way to double your energy levels is to fuel yourself. If you are not eating the right things, if you are not putting in the right nutrients, you're not going to get anywhere. You're just going to slog through, and that's not good for anyone. So the best fuels that we need: oxygen. Number one, oxygen is your fuel. Number two, water is your fuel. You cannot survive without oxygen and water for very long. Oxygen for maybe a minute, water maybe a couple of days, and then you are going to have some serious issues. Nutrients come next. Sure, eat chocolate, eat the cake, I don't care. Eat your nutrients if you are fueling yourself, so that each part of your day you're optimizing what you're putting into your body will respond. You can still have the cake. All right, water, half your body weight in ounces every day. That's your minimum. And the more water you drink, the more energy you're going to be, the more light, the more your brain will work better. Absolutely. I want you to decrease caffeine, sugar, alcohol, and anything that makes you feel heavy and sluggish during the work week. Now that's a tough one sometimes because sometimes our social events are, during the week and we have a glass of wine or two. But even though you might even just have one or two, it drains your energy, especially the older that you get. And I'm sure everyone can probably agree with me on that. For those of you, and I think I have one friend who's like, oh, alcohol doesn't really negatively affect me. I'm like, bitch. So do yourself a favor and cut out the things that do not fuel you. And then I want you to at least once a day eat your meals in front of a window, out in the garden, at a dinner table, without distractions, no phone, no anything, just eat and allow your body to take in those nutrients, allow your body to feel nourished, allow your body to feel like you've taken care of yourself. Chew slowly so that after you start eating, your hormones start checking in and going, oh, hey, we're getting some food. Are we getting enough food? Are we getting the right food? Should we ask for more food? And if you eat too much too fast, you are not going to allow that hormone, it's called ghrelin, to kick in and say, oh, wait, we've had enough. That's fantastic. That little bit of, vegetables and a little bit of protein did me good. Let's get on to the next task. You could way overeat before that hormone kicks in. So nice and slow and allow your body to digest. If you eat while you're stressed, you'll gain weight. I guarantee it. If you are out in the world and you're shoving food in and you're driving and you're yelling at your kids and you got 100 things on your to-do list and you're eating, I don't care almost what it is, your body's going to go, we don't have time to digest this food right now. And it either will just let it sit in your stomach or it will store it away as fat. If you do happen to get into the digestive stage. It really, really, really makes a difference how you eat and when you eat, in addition to what you eat. All right, fuel yourself for success. Number 3, make self-care a top priority. And when I was talking with my client last week who mentioned how tired she was, and I asked her, well, how are you sleeping? How are you exercising? How are you writing out your emotions in a journal? And when we started discussing all of that, she just got really defensive and really upset with herself, I suppose, because she wasn't doing the things that she knows she's supposed to do. And she's feeling like shit. And she wasn't processing her emotions and she wasn't allowing herself to care for herself, and pushing her needs aside so that she could do all this other stuff. And that's going to catch up with you. And she just had an emotional release and realized that, some of that resistance to, there's excuses of why I can't take care of myself well, or why I'm, all these excuses it's the world that does this and my job sucks and whatever. Maybe, but you still can do self-care, even if it's just for 5 minutes. So obviously, you need to sleep well and exercise often. The two, I think, go hand in hand. I always feel like if I didn't exercise, I don't sleep very well. No, I sleep pretty well most nights, I have to admit. But it's easier to sleep better if I've exercised. I'm not as restless. I fall asleep right away. I sleep harder and deeper. Absolutely, they go together. And your body needs exercise in order to be able to think. Yeah, you absolutely are processing emotions and mental things when you're exercising. And we all know this. We've all experienced that, right? Make it a priority, even if it's just a 10-minute walk around the block. It is possible to fit it in your day. And if you don't have time to take care of your body, your mind, and your spirit, and you're running around like a chicken with your head cut off, which I have seen before, witnessed firsthand, at my grandma's farm. It's not pretty. It's not pretty. Yeah. Stop. Stop. Create buffer time in your schedule. I don't want you running around just breathless from task to task to task to task. That means you have scheduled too many things. That means you have given yourself your time, your energy, whatever, away to someone else's agenda. When you stop hustling, when you stop rushing, your body changes. And it's palpable. It's palpable. I've had many jobs where I've had to rush, 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 and changing from that mode into relaxation mode actually takes some transition time. It takes some strategy and some steps. So it can be helpful to have like a hobby or breathing exercises or a little way to escape, a little way to calm down and check in with yourself, check out from all that and check in with yourself. A hobby is something that you do for fun, for relaxation, for enjoyment, not for profit, not for productivity, not for somebody else. It doesn't have to have an end finish, date on it. You can just set it aside and pick it up again. And I want you to pamper yourself with little and big things. And honestly, that word pamper sounds like, you're indulging in some way. No, your body, mind, and spirit need you to take really great care of them. Otherwise, you're not going to be your best when you're out there. So little things, a breathing exercise, a mantra, maybe it's a gentle stretching routine for 5 minutes. Maybe it's reading a really great book for 15 minutes. Maybe it's making yourself a really yummy mocha with your espresso machine. Maybe it's calling a friend for 5 minutes. I got to talk to one of my best friends for like 5 minutes last night and it was great. And then the call dropped and I had to drive through the pass and I was just like, crap, now it's too late. She probably has to put the kids to bed and 5 minutes. 5 things that take 5 minutes that you can pull out and just use at any point during your day. And then the big things, maybe the big things is planning, a weekend away or planning a spa day or planning a day where you stay in bed and eat cereal and watch movies because that's what you want to do. Whatever that bigger thing is, it doesn't have to be extravagant. It doesn't have to take a ton of time, but it should be something that is a little bit more involved. And you sprinkle this stuff throughout your calendar. If I were to look at your calendar, would I be able to see buffer time? Would I be able to see what your hobby is? Because it's scheduled. Would I be able to see where you take breaks during the day? Would I be able to see how you keep a couple of nights open? If I didn't keep a couple of evenings unscheduled, I would never have any free time at all, right? You have to actively do that because life will keep coming in and say, hey, can I have this time? Can I have this time from you? Can I have this time for you? You just have to say, no, that's my time. I need it. All right, number 4, tap into your spirit. I mean, all of this body, this mind, it is all there to house your spirit. We need to honor it. We need to listen to it. So meditate and set intentions for the day. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever you got. Maybe you put on some meditation music. That's fine. I recommend silence, but some of us are very uncomfortable with silence. Work up towards it. Set your intentions for the day. What do I need to actually really put my effort into today? How do I want to show up for that one thing today? Meditate, set your intentions, 5-10 minutes. Read something inspirational. Yeah. Switch that conversation in your head from the negative one. Well, how's that going to work? Oh, I'm so tired. Oh, I hate everything. What one of my coaching clients said, how do you not hate your life? And it's like, well, it starts with what's going on up here and you can change the channel. Actively change what's going on in your head, the conversation in your head. Make it positive, make it powerful, make it productive. And it really helps to get those thoughts out and write them in a journal. 5-10 sentences, just no judgment, no agenda, just write out those worries in a journal or whatever it is. I have journals for gratitude. I have journals for emotions. I have journals for my tarot card readings. I have journals for gratitude. I have my to-do list that I'm always writing out, and my calendar list so that I know I'm using my time well. It really helps, and it only takes just a few minutes. Show gratitude. That's how you start to not hate your life, if you were wondering. Show gratitude for anything, for everything. The abundance is there. And once you tap into and start practicing gratitude for the little things and the big things, and really, really come from that place of, I'm receiving this and I am becoming the person who honors those abundant things in our life, like friendship or sunshine, or yes, even money. Money is abundant. And it's okay to shift from, that is necessary, to shift from complaining to gratitude. Your life will absolutely change. And this only takes a few minutes. If you're like, I don't have time to meditate, that's 5 minutes of wasted time. That's 5 minutes of time I don't have. Fine. Could be true, but it might mean that you need to reorganize your priorities. There's an old saying about meditation, that you should sit in meditation for 20 minutes a day. Maybe that's 10 minutes in the morning and 10 minutes in the evening. If you're too busy to sit for 20 minutes, then you should actually sit for an hour every day. That stillness, that peace that we're all looking for out there. If we get the to-do list done, if we get the kids taken care of, if I just get all these projects done at work, then I will find peace. Nope. That's not how that works. It's in here. You have to settle in and find that stillness. And then you'll find that wellspring of positivity and the intention of going out in the world and spreading joy and being of service will naturally arise when you're not shoving all kinds of activity and thoughts, especially negative thoughts. If you were to monitor your thoughts for 24 hours and really look at them, I think you'd be pretty horrified. We tell ourselves some really negative things, and we limit ourselves and we say, that can never happen, that won't work. And the universe goes, okay, to whatever we say. Absolutely. And if it's a positive thing, the universe goes, okay. If it's a negative thing, the universe goes, okay. And you get more of whatever vibe you're on. So tap into that spirit, connect with that higher part of yourself. And most of us don't even know where that is or how to begin. And really all you have to do is get still for just a few minutes a day. Find that peace. Stay in the car for 5 minutes in the driveway and breathe before you leave, before you come in, whatever it is. 5 minutes in the morning, breathe, write down your worries, get on with your day. It can be a powerful, powerful practice. And if you're missing this part, so we've talked about the body, we've talked about the mind, we've talked about energy leaks, spirit. Don't neglect it. It's not something that you'll connect with someday. You're already connected with it. Make it powerful, make it positive, make it productive. All right, those are the 4 ways to tap into to double your energy levels. And I really, really hope that you keep your energy sacred, that you learn the practices that help you to generate energy. Learn the practices that help you to eliminate the energy leaks, the time leaks, the emotional leaks, The procrastination, that can be a leak as well. Do one thing at a time. Focus your attention on the present moment. Say no to anything that's crap or that doesn't get you to your higher goal or your next thing. There's really no room in our lives right now for bullshit. So say no to it. Absolutely. I have cut out pretty much everything in my life except family and work and recreation. Of course, that goes hand in hand with family. But yeah, I'm not missing it. I am not missing it one bit because I'm focusing on me. I'm focusing on my hobbies. I'm focusing on generating my energy. I'm focusing on fueling my body. I'm focusing on showing up and being of service in the best way that I can when I've done those other practices. And I hope that you reprioritize too and stop running around doing everyone else's bidding. Sometimes that's what you have to do, and sometimes that's what you want to do. But if it's getting in the way of you managing your energy and depleting you, time to reassess, time to get out that big old set of scissors and cut some stuff out of your life. Yeah. And then allow yourself to regenerate. If you really are exhausted, and most of us have pandemic fatigue, political fatigue, life fatigue, and we haven't been taking great care of ourselves. Let's back it up. Let's slow it down. Let's refocus on ourselves so that we can generate that energy and have a really awesome summer. Now's the time where we can go back out and be a little bit more active, put some of those things back on our calendar. I want you to only put the things back on there that really, really speak to you, that really, really fuel you, and let the rest of it be what it is. And you don't have to participate. You don't have to show up. You don't have to give your energy to certain people, places, or things. It's just not necessary. I'm a big, big believer in that. And your monkey mind is going to be like, well, I have to. Do you? Do you really? I think the past year has really challenged a lot of what we think we have to, and really, really shown us where it counts to show up and where it doesn't. And I think we've been spreading ourselves really thin. If you're like any of my coaching clients, you have been burning the candle at both ends and sometimes in the middle too. And I know what that's like, and you can't keep that up for long. So please take really, really great care of yourself. Guard your energy, your mental energy, your emotional energy, your physical energy, and your spiritual energy. Absolutely. It's a precious, precious thing, and you will show up in your life so much more happy and ready and positively. Like it's an amazing thing. Always send me questions, message me, find me wherever online, wherever you are. I'm probably there too, more or less. Find me, send me a message. I am happy to help you figure things out. Like I said, my coaching calendar is actually pretty darn full, but I show up here on Wednesdays for you so that at least I can share something along, a topic, start a conversation for you in your head or with you right here online, and somehow be available, because I know y'all have questions. I know y'all are spread way too thin, and I would love to help you pull some of that back and really, really regain a true sense of yourself and have all of that energy available for the things that you love to do and the people you love to do them with. All right, until next time, stay energized, be well, and no Wellness Wednesday next week, because I'm actually going to be using my energy out on the river, where my husband and I are going to Oregon, and we're going to raft the John Day River for 5-6 days, something like that. And I will be back the following week with a whole new set of topics and how you can amp up working from home. Yes, that is the way of, I've been waiting for our society to allow us to do this. And we have, I think, moved and taken hold of the work from home options and really hopefully we're making them work for us. And I'm going to show you lots of different ways on how you can keep that work from home vibe going. All right. So have a great week and I will see you next time. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.